kind of fun thinking back to the time that I bought Halo 3. Since then, I moved 3 times, I've been engaged twice, and incurred about $120,000 worth of debt. It's been an interesting 2 years. And all that time, I've never actually bought into the whole Halo craze. But now that I have, there are family members who hate me. It's true, I've had this game for about 2 years and never really touched it. And yeah, I know that's a Halo 3 edition Xbox 360, but don't think about this too hard. It's the only kind that the store had when I wanted to buy an Xbox 360. Not all of us are corporate sponsored. And you want to know the worst part? It didn't even come with the game. What kind of Soviet North Korea bullcrap is that? I have to admit that it's kind of nice finally marathoning all 3 games. And you know what? It's probably the shortest marathon that I've ever done.
The story thus far. In Halo, or rather, Halo Combat Evolved, you get to take the helm as Master Chief. Raise your hand if you thought his name was Halo. Raise your other hand if you're a complete tool. Sometime in the future, you're fighting an alien race known as the Covenant, you crash land on this ring known as the Halo, and then you blow it up. My opinion thus far. Yeah, you do a bit of shooting, you do a bit of driving. It was hot stuff when the Xbox premiered, but I just can't get excited about it. All of the non-organic levels are super repetitive. Yes, I'm implying that it should wear a cape and tights just to show off how redundant it is. And something that I don't quite understand is halfway through the game you encounter a common enemy. Why is still fighting? And then you play all the levels over in reverse order. It's not bad, but it's most certainly not topping any of my charts either. With Halo 2, Bungie really turned things around and I'm genuinely impressed. They upped the cinematics, the vehicles were no longer merely transportation, and the level designers were not consultants that they only hired on for 2 weeks. I also thought that the method of storytelling was quite interesting. You play as Master Chief and the enemy, and then things get just a teensy bit weird. You run into your common enemy, and then you find out that you have an uncommon common enemy, and they're only supposed to shoot at the big guys, and sometimes little guys, and only once you're not supposed to shoot at the big guys. And then they force you to listen to a Breaking Benjamin song, and then you visit the Little Shop of Horrors, and then eventually I said screw it, shot at anything that made my crosshairs turn red, and then beat the game only to find out that the ending blows harder than the air conditioning in my house. This is also where online multiplayer really took off, and it's probably one of the reasons why Xbox Live is so popular today. I'll save my opinion of multiplayer for a little bit later. Now we've reached Halo 3, and I gotta tell you, I think Bungie was being daring when they didn't start the game on a ship that was being attacked. I mean, I just thought that was a staple of the Halo series. Oh wait, almost forgot. Previously on Storm's Adventures. Although the intro seemed a little bit familiar, not much has changed in our Halo universe, although instead of just one ring threatening our lives, there's like a bunch. And by golly, Master Chief just isn't gonna take it, so the only way to fix it is to melee a bunch of brutes. As I played through the 8-hour campaign, I began to idly wonder to myself what has made this franchise so popular. Well, besides the huge brainwashing advertisements, the Halo games have always looked very good. Even today, looking back at the first one, it's far from a disaster of polygons. But looks aren't everything, and with that thought in mind, I became terrified when I realized I was gonna have to form my own viewpoint of this game.
Now we get to the problem. What do I think of Halo 3? It reminds me that I'm part of a very big problem. Everyone with a camera and a couch has to rush to the internet and contribute to the overblown market of free video game opinions. Doesn't anybody just play video games anymore?
The best thing that Halo 3 has going for it is that it's not terrible. I played through all 3 games and I had fun, and I think that's the most you can hope for. As a fan of action first-person shooters, I can honestly say that it's a solid game that never did anything to make me not want to play it. I would even go as far as to say that it impressed me at times. The Ally AI is just really good. I always look forward to sections where I could jump into a Warthog and have the CPU shoot at things, although it seemed like the tires were manufactured by Jetpuff. And for a tactical combat vehicle, it seems to spend a lot of time with its oil pan facing the sun. I guess the only other real complaint is that your computer companion, Cortana, just needs to speak up. In every game, she just seems to have forgotten that I'm in the middle of a shootout as she's trying to tell me about her latest trip to the mall for shoes. So is it a thrilling conclusion, or as my proofreaders would say, thrilling conclusion? You know, if you guys really want to help, just come to my house before I export this crap from Pinnacle Studio. Anyway, yes. Probably the most fun I had thinking about the release of Halo 3 is the MSN homepage. Yeah, who would have thought? Microsoft promoting Microsoft? Anyway, the article picture was this, and when I saw it, I just thought to myself, damn, those guys are ugly. And I'm not being completely unfair, I call myself ugly on my channel page, I'll be the authority. Insulting them makes me feel better because I'm not completely oblivious to the reason why this franchise is so popular. Online multiplayer. Yes, the scope and depth of it is amazing, it's incredibly well put together, and I have to admit that I've had fun from time to time at Deathmatch. But some of you guys just take it too seriously. I hope I'm not the only one who doesn't enjoy getting insulted by people half his age, and if so, I'm sorry, I'm a boring adult. I don't eat high fructose corn syrup and I listen to AM radio. But really, I just see this multiplayer as a convenient agent for ignoring loved ones, just like Left 4 Dead or EverQuest or wow, I bet you didn't see this one coming.
Bonus round! ODST. You know, I borrowed this game from a chick. Hot!
ODST probably has one of the coolest ways of telling a story of any video game that I've ever played, although a bit incontiguous. The orbital drop shock trooper by the name of, I guess his name is Rookie, gets thrown off course in New Mombasa and is knocked out for 6 hours. So he's running around the city looking for his fellow troopers with a visor that makes enemies light up like haze. And whenever he touches something, he has a nice little flashback that we get to play. Wait, is he a medium or something? Alright, his name is now Jennifer Love Hewitt. No, wait, wrong show. His name is now Patricia Arquette. So Patricia gets to see things that tells an action story through the eyes of his fellow troopers. Okay, what's up with the name? Halo 3 ODST? It has a closer relation to Halo 2. And further, there are no Halos in this game. And it's really confusing. Everybody's talking about winning a war that I'm pretty sure that I already won. And they included probably the worst plot element ever conceived. What could bring this game to a screeching halt? Ah yes, a love story. Seriously, I do not want to see these people bickering about their latest visit to the Taco Bell drive-thru. Why do developers persist with this stuff? Anyway, I ran out of insults. This is my favorite game of the series because it has an interesting presentation while preserving Halo gameplay. I thoroughly enjoyed all 5 hours of it. And just to appease the ugly fans, the package comes with a complete Halo 3 experience disc. I'm trying to deny that I saw that. Alright, time for judgment. Well, if BioShock is beer and Metroid is athlete's foot, then the Bungie-developed Halo first-person shooter franchise is a heterosexual man. It doesn't suck. Next time on Storm's Adventures, a game that was released the same day as Halo 3 that would knock the socks off of Master Chief.